Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Tempe, Arizona, Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati, Lexington, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. Don't go anywhere else. So you remember when they said they were going to turn the page? Remember this?
But I kind of liked it when she did this. Turn the page.
And you know what else that looks like? Besides looking like they combined a rainbow with a Heil Hitler? It looks like the trajectory of an intercontinental ballistic missile. Turn the page. Doesn't it?
You like that?
You like that?
Okay, so I need you to be with me and practice with me. What are we going to do? We're going to turn the...
It does look like a bit of a Heil Hitler. Even he won't do it again.
I mean, he looked more feminine than her doing it.
That's why.
Anyway,
But I kind of liked it when she did this. Turn the page. You like that? Okay, so I need you to be with me and practice with me. What are we going to do? We're going to turn the page. Oh, great.
yeah.
He like tries to throw it fast. Like, I'll do it like a tough guy. I'll do it like I'm eating a carburetor.
Hey, I have a question. Why is Tim Walz's wife even talking at all? She ain't running for shit.
I don't know. But anyway, so the irony is they're about turning the page. But again, I've made this point a million times. Kamala Harris is on the page you're turning. She's currently in office. She's the vice president. So you're going to turn that page. And who's on that other page? Her too. So no difference in those pages.
It's the same book. Like, burn the book is what I say.
You mean you're just now turning the page from 2020 now? That's what you're doing? Because that's what aren't you leaving out the 4 years of Democratic control and abject failure? Anyway, so Kamala Harris was given a softball question. She's on The View. And they ask her, what would you do different than, well, here it is, watch.
Well, if anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of.
No. She should get a neck tattoo that says "No regrets." That's what she should do.
We should say no regrets.
No regrets
on her neck.
So, what would you do different? What would you do different?
If anything,
what would you do different?
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of,
because I'm not usually thinking things just don't come to my mind, but unless they're written down and I have to rehearse them. So,
and a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
You think they would have an answer prepared for this question? She's all about turning the page and change and
looking forward.
What would you? We're not going back. What would you change? Nothing. What? So it's going to be just like it was? Yeah. Like they don't have an answer ready for that. That's how bad her campaign is.
Except I'm a woman.
Yeah, Jimmy, I think someone has tried to give her something to say, but I think her entire instinct is to go, like, don't say anything that could screw me up in any way. All you got to do is coast and giggle, and you'll be the lady president. And because I know people have tried to write for her, but she has the highest turnover. So I'll bet there's people trying to help her now, and she won't take their lines. I'll bet you.
I bet you're right. Here's Stephen Colbert doing this. So Michael Tracy caught this. He says Kamala was asked how she's different from Joe Biden. And the only thing she could apparently identify is that she's physically different. She's a physically different person than Joe Biden. And also that she is not Donald Trump. She then launches into a meandering ramble about the character of America. Here we go.
Of course. Polling shows that a lot of people, especially independent voters, really want this to be a change election, and that they tend to break for you in terms of thinking about change. You are a member of the President administration. Under a Harris administration, what would the major changes be, and what would stay the same?
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm obviously not Joe Biden,
I noticed.
and so that would be one change in terms of. But also, I think it's important to say, with 28 days to go, I'm not Donald Trump, and so.
So, if that answer is enough for you to get your vote, you are either very wealthy or you're the child of someone who's very wealthy. So congrats is, I guess, what I'm saying.
Good for you, man. That you can worry. Your main concern in your life that you need help with is that the president is not Trump. That's main.
it.
That means you don't got nothing else going on.
You know you're in trouble when Stephen Colbert throws you a softball and you drop it. Like the subject of Epstein Island on The View. You know what I'm talking about? Here she goes.
When we think about the significance of what this next generation of leaders...
She did it again. She did it again. Significance. Here we go again. Whenever the word significant comes out, get ready for a long, bumpy ride. Here it comes. Here it comes. That's her same. I think that's her campaign slogan. Significance.
Were I to be elected president, it is about, frankly, I love the American people, and I believe in our country.
Okay.
I love that it is our character and nature to be an ambitious people. You know, we
you know how nobody else is in the world? Just the United States. We're ambitious people.
That's special to us.
This is just nothing talk. This is complete nothing talk.
You're supposed to like it.
And it's supposed to sound sincere and profound, but it's not. It's like Larry Merchant, the boxing announcer, when he says something slow, because he talks slow, it makes it sound important. When you were hitting him, I noticed blood. That's all. That's what she's doing.
I'm not familiar with him, but he's like the Sam Harris of boxing. Is what I'm hearing
it's like this. Yes. So if you say it soft and you say it slow.
Dude, this is like pop music. It's like if you want more substance than what's coming out of her dumb mouth, you're like some indie nerd.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, you don't like pop music? You don't like K-pop? What's wrong with you?
I'm not Joe Biden. I'm not Donald Trump. Isn't that all you really want from a candidate?
Have aspirations. Yeah. We have dreams.
We have aspirations. We have dreams. We have ambition, aspirations, and dreams. You mean like no one else in the world has that? Everybody has that.
It's unique. I think that's why we're being flooded with migrants, because everybody has that.
Yeah.
You know, by the way, this is her tight five. This is she says this all the time.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's her tight five.
Incredible work ethic. And I just believe that we can create and build upon the success we've achieved in a way that we continue to grow opportunity and in that way grow the strength of our nation. So for example, my economic policies, I think of it, and I've named it as creating an opportunity economy. So it's about things like investing in small businesses. I love our small businesses. The woman who helped raise us, we call her our second mother because my mother worked long days and hours. She was a small business owner. So as a child, I grew up knowing that a small business owner is someone who...
Wait a minute. The lady who raised you, because your mother worked, also owned a business?
Daycare center.
Is that what she owned?
Yes.
What did they do
there? She's talking about her second mother is the daycare center lady.
So she spent all day at the daycare center? Is that what she's saying?
That's what she said.
Oh, okay. So that's where they programmed her. So it was a mother of darkness, they call it.
Is a leader in the community, hires locally, trains locally, builds, contributes to the civic and the cultural fabric, right? So my plan includes extending a tax deduction for startup small businesses to $50,000 instead of what currently it is at $5,000, because nobody in 2024 can start up a small business with $5,000.
How long have you been in office?
Well, a tax deduction? You also can't start up a business with a tax deduction.
With a tax
you gotta
deduction.
have the money already.
I need capital.
So
unbelievable.
Here's Barack Obama saying people want change. Here he is.
This election's going to be tight.
Again, it's going to be tight. I just
if it is, it's fixed. If it's tight, it means it's fixed.
A guy raised in Hawaii by a white woman and went to Harvard, and this is when he starts to talk street. I love it. I love what he does.
His mom was a CIA whore, by the way. His mom worked for CIA, and that's why she was close to that Indonesian guy, and he was groomed to be what he is now, which is awful.
This election's going to be tight.
It's going to be.
Because
he went to
there
Harvard.
are a lot of Americans who are still struggling out there. So I get it.
You get it. That the person you want them to vote for is the person who's been in office for the last 4 years, and that's why people are. I get it.
I get it. I just don't give a shit.
I just
do what I tell you.
I'm going to tell you to ignore it again.
why people are looking to shake things up. I mean, I am the hopey changey guy. So I understand people feeling frustrated and feeling we can do better.
You do?
What I cannot understand.
Why, by the way, why does it say Obama tries to revive the joy?
I know.
What joy? His thing was hope.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. His thing was hope followed by extreme disappointment. He's not trying to revive that, is he?
I hope not.
I hope not.
Is why anybody would think that Donald Trump will shake things up in a way that is good for you.
Because
I know.
I know because he did the step back, which actually let black people out of prison, whereas Joe Biden and Kamala Harris put black people in prison. That'd be one thing.
Oh, I thought because he was going to use SEAL Team 6 to round up him and everyone that likes him and put him in a camp on the moon, which would give me joy.
I think because Donald Trump has promised to seal the border, which would stop the flow of illegal immigration that suppresses the wages of workers in the United States. I think that would maybe that would.
Man, remember Sharon Osbourne? What's her name? The Osbourne
Yes.
kid, Kelly Osbourne. She goes, "If you get rid of illegal immigration, who's going to clean your toilets, Donald Trump?" And she got in trouble for saying the thing they all think. Who's going to clean our toilets? I'm not going to pay Americans what they want to clean my toilet.
This is so. Barack Obama just got done saying everybody wants change. I get it. You're hurting. You want change.
You can't have it.
But you can't have it.
Suck it up.
We're going to give you the same shit sandwich.
But Donald Trump's not good for me and my friends, so don't do it.
So here, I like this. It goes, "We're not going back," says Kamala, but wouldn't change anything. Also Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to go back because we're in the same place? Wow, that's like a Kamala sentence.
Yeah.
We're not going back. We wouldn't change anything, which means we'll continue to be in the place where we were and are, and the significance of that is where we will be.
And Glenn Greenwald says, a horde of left liberal pundits spent 10 months screaming genocide at Biden as they profited, only to drop the issue as the election neared. Worse, they lied to their followers by fabricating that Kamala was better than Joe on Israel, no matter how often she said she isn't.
Right. Right. See, here's the thing. I just want someone to openly say the thing that the establishment doesn't want you to say. So when Trump says moronic things about Israel, first of all, there's nobody who's not going to go, we're all in on Israel. But the scumbag Democrats are going to pretend that they're concerned about it. So if you're going to be a disgusting murderer, I want you to say it out loud, just like anything else. Like if you're gay, I don't want you to make a fake masculinity commercial at me about Kamala Harris. Just say, I'm a gay guy and I like her, because then I know what I'm dealing with. I don't want to deal with subterfuge. I want to deal with stupid, blunt honesty, you know?
So Barack Obama says we want change. Kamala Harris says, nope, no change. I can't think of anything I would do different.
Nothing?
Nothing.
You'd lock me down again? You'd have mandate vaccine again?
She can't think of anything she would do different. Over to Super Chat.
She has no policy.
There's nothing. I'm going to give you a tax break. 50 if you start a business.
I like to remind Democrats that they have to go get their COVID booster. Are you up to your, what is it by now? It's got to be 12 shots.
Got to be 11, 10, 11.
Yeah, we're all going to pretend that didn't happen and you were totally wrong and Joe Rogan was right. And Jimmy was right. All the people that you were venomous at were correct about it, but we're going to forget about that and get Kamala in, who's not going to change shit. Great.
Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Tempe, Arizona, Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati, Lexington, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. Don't go anywhere else.